Welcome
hey.
to another episode of my favorite show on YouTube. All things black and white with your girl, Tay Tay.
And your boy, JR.
Oh my gosh, y'all. First of all, we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. We also want you to subscribe and like this video.
That's right.
If you like what we're talking about and what we're doing on the scene when they can't sing. You here for it?
I'm here for it.
Okay. We have a lot to unpack here.
Man,
JR.
unpack. Oof, pack.
Where do we begin? Do we begin with your birthday trip?
Let's do it. Let's go.
How you did not listen, and I'm so glad the Holy Ghost was working on my behalf.
When do I ever listen? If I was listening, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm just gonna be honest, but okay.
I'm glad the people of God heard me tell you to slow down.
They did, and everybody's in the comments talking about it. But okay, and what else?
Well, number one, let me just say, we went to Turks and Caicos. We stayed at the Hotel Shore Club. It was an absolutely beautiful property. Our room was spectacular. I believe that's in the video brief. I think 2 videos before this one. Yeah. You should take a look at that. I don't know, y'all. I don't really know any other place that I can say was that gorgeous. What about you?
Breathtaking. From the time we flew in, looking at the water, I've never seen any clear water better than Turks and Caicos. Yeah. And it's like, if you had a vision of what paradise looks like that's what it was.
Yeah, take y'all trip to Turks and Caicos. Like, it's a little pricier than like the Cancuns and, you know, those kind of Jamaica and all those kind of Caribbean places, a little bit more expensive, but I'm not even gonna hold y'all. It is worth it because it is. Don't take it from me, y'all go.
It's a once in a lifetime
trip.
It
really, truly, honestly is.
And if you're going to spend the money, bring people that you love because I'm telling you, everything about it, from the quality, the service, the location, and rent a yacht or a boat and get out on the water because it was amazing. Yeah, shout out to Privé. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, that boat service or that yachting service, we ain't even asked for 3 boats. They just knew what we needed. They showed up. We can't wait till you see the
what
videos.
We needed. We told them what the experience that we wanted, and it was like, I got you. We had lunch and what is it?
Little appetizers. Yeah, we had little appetizers.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't just an appetizer. It was like an upgraded version of like regular.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
It was spectacular.
And the weather was amazing.
The weather was popping. You know what I'm saying? The food was popping.
But y'all gonna get to see all them videos. And so the highlight of the trip was when we went out on the yacht. And then my baby and them got in this is that what it's called? Cigarette boat?
Cigarette speedboat.
All right, cigarette speedboat. It's got these 4 engines on the back. It looks hella boss. And me and my bestie of 27 years, best friend Cersei, shout out Cersei. We got on the jet skis. We're like, all right, let's go. And, you know, hitting the waves. It wasn't really major waves, maybe 2-3 feet. And so Tamar and the rest of the folks that came with us hopped on that speedboat. And they were like, yo, JR, Cersei, follow us. And so we was having fun. Of course, Tamar caught me zooming, you know. I think every country that we've been to together, we've been on a speedboat. I'm sorry, we've been on a jet ski. And, you know, we go pretty fast on the jet ski.
No. We don't do nothing. You do too much. And every time, first of all, I just wanted to tell y'all, this is the first time he's been on a jet ski when we've been on vacation by himself.
By myself, facts.
Normally, I'll be like, no, dog, slow down, because he wanted to go super fast and do dumb, daredevil stuff. And I'm not. And I'm not doing it from a mother standpoint, but like, I care about him. And you know, once you get a certain age and you got 50 damn children, you can't be playing with your life like that.
Thanks. So yeah, so I heard her, she was kind of like a little birdie on my shoulder saying, okay, slow down. I'm like, what? 47? I'm just getting started. Boom, boom. So anyway, I saw them on the boat. They're having a good time, vibing. We probably went out a good 3, 4, 5 minutes. Of course, Scott was like, yeah, it's not that far. It's gonna be right behind us. Little did I know, the wind kicked up in the area where we were.
Well, it started storming.
It did that, but we hadn't hit the storm yet. so that brought more waves because the storm was ahead of us. And so between the storm and the wind and the waves from the back of the boat, more waves? What? Zoom! I was going side to side behind the speedboat. So I was trying to catch a wave and jump. And listen, for my jet ski folks, whenever you're riding a jet ski, you can stand up. It allows you to jump a little bit better. But when you come down, you have to bend those knees and absorb your landing so that you don't break anything.
Do what you did.
Or do what I did. And so, I don't know, 10 feet, 15 feet wave I caught, went up, bent my knees to come down. I was like,
lights out, y'all. When we turned around, his back was in the ocean.
I'm like, wait, I'm not down yet? Wait. So I straightened my leg out to prepare for even stronger landing, and of course my left leg took the brunt of it, and as you can see, I got a little tan going right here. It's not really a tan, that's bruising, and I tore the entire quad off of my left knee.
Yeah, he tore his bilateral and bicuspis.
But I felt the pop. I fell off. As a matter of fact, I was wearing this JR hat, and I said, I'm not losing my hat out here. I'm not going to be embarrassed. I swam to get my hat.
But babe, do you remember the task it took to get you back on the jet ski?
Yo, this is funny though, it's funny. So my hat went that way. Jet ski went that way towards the boat. I'm like, which am I going after first? Of course I'm going after my hat. I'm not leaving my hat in the water. Oh man, so got my hat, swam back. My leg is a noodle at that time, of course. I can't, it's in pain. I'm swimming, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere because the waves are coming against me. I'm getting pushed further and further away. So I was like, all right, let me put the thumbs up sign so they know I'm good.
You didn't look like you was good.
This one was freaking out.
You didn't look like you was good at all.
At all?
How did you feel? How did you feel when you heard that I wiped out? I thought it was Man Down. Man Down 2020, Hardcore Frankie.
Wait, man down as in about to pick me up, I'm about to be head in the water?
We didn't know because your back was like you was like this. And then you could tell you playing it off by doing the backstroke. And then when the guy started laughing is when I knew you was okay.
Yeah, thanks.
But I had already pleaded the blood over you because I already knew something was going to happen because you wasn't listening. You had too many drinks and you was on that thing going crazy. Like it was, but I was trying not to act crazy because it was your birthday and I want you to have some fun. Yeah. And so I wasn't trying to do that.
I appreciate You're welcome, You friend. Let me get out there. You let me get out there. And listen, I had a good time. You know, I am a master swimmer. I've done all that stuff in the Marine Corps. And so for me, I wasn't worried about whether I was going to drown. I wasn't worried about whether I was going to get injured. Unfortunate fact is I did get injured, and so let that be a lesson. You're not as strong as you think. So sometimes. You injured,
and now what had happened? What we got to do?
We got to go to surgery tomorrow. Yeah, I got surgery in the morning to repair the entire quad that I tore across. So they're gonna reattach it, and then I'm down for like 4 weeks. Come on, you with me?
I'm here.
You're here. So we did enough talking about that mediocre talk. I think a great topic came up, and this actually...
Yes, because I'm fully satisfied.
It's a good segue. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
I hope so.
I mean, you're not king of the streets because, you know, they just wanted a white mayor. King of the streets.
There weren't a lot of mad people talking about, they know JR, but anyway.
Atlanta knows.
Atlanta knows. Okay, they know.
Me too, girl.
I'm easy to find.
Clearly. I know, girl. That's why I'm here, girl. Okay. Carry on.
So, babe, one of the questions in the comments was like, we love how you guys can agree to disagree, and I think somebody brought up recently, well, how do you deal with each other when someone is so passionate about something and the other person is less passionate about it, and you agree? You like something, or this is your view and it's not my view. Well, the truth is, we just got to get it out. I mean, we're two passionate people. You know, Tamar has strong feminine energy and I have strong masculine energy.
Yeah, and I think the misconception is that you are overpowered when it comes to our arguments, and that is furthest from this is a Leo. Okay? And I'm a Pisces, and so we argue different. You know what I mean? Right. I argue to be heard, and to have peace. And he argued to get his point across. And lions, Leo, they like to win. And then when they win, they come back around to being logical. I just broke you down to the ground, I did. So we have our moments when it's very intense.
Sure. Very intense
because, you know, if I'm to the point where I don't feel like I'm being heard, things get real funny, right? Yeah. And then when you get to the point where you feel like you not winning this argument, things get real funny. And I think that when we do have minute arguments, we're able to come back to center, and I'm gonna call it back to center, meaning come back to ourselves and become logical quicker, is a choice. I'm not ruining my day over something I disagree with.
And I think the other thing, I'll speak for both of us, is we have so much love for one another, and we're so passionate about what we speak and how we speak. Once we get it out, and then we breathe, then it's like, well, wait, I still love this person. This isn't a deal breaker. We're not talking about, you know, things that would end a marriage or end a relationship. We're talking about our point of view. And sometimes, now, I think it's clear, we've talked about this before, I pick and choose my battles, but when there are things that I'm passionate about, like I am very strong and passionate. I'm an intense Marine, I'm an attorney, obviously, so my words kind of cut deep sometimes, and Tamar expresses herself a little bit differently, and that's okay. So after we express ourselves, we're able to come back around and say, hey, babe, I love you. I don't, you know.
I think you have to get to the point in your relationship where you realize that there is no deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
If you love somebody enough.
You love somebody enough, and that person, you feel like, you know, this is your real person, there is no deal breaker. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, there is no big enough argument. There is no, no entity is nothing.
We just brought up a topic I want to talk about right now.
What?
Because men in Atlanta,
what?
If we got one problem with the person that we might be with or dating, we can, because we got so many options. And so I know we talked about this before, but when you find somebody that you're willing to be uncomfortable with, because you know that everything you're not going to agree upon and you still want to be with them. Atlanta, man, I tell you what, you hit the nail on the head, babe, when you said, when you realize there are no deal breakers, because this is my person. This is my person. And no matter what we go through in that moment, I don't care. I'll be mad as all get out. But once I calm down and I've let it out and I realize this is the person I love, I ain't, you know. So I'm thankful that I found a partner that I can be passionate with and talk and express. And we don't always agree on things. Clearly, seen some of that on here.
I think the misconception is people think that when you argue or even argue a lot, that that's a bad thing. I don't necessarily think that.
Mm-hmm. It's healthy because you're letting it out.
I think that it just means you disagree on things. And it's okay because you're supposed to be individuals, you know what I mean? And if you argue a lot, I can't do this, they argue, they just argue too much, I can't do that. Well, then that means that's not your person.
Yeah. Did we share, I don't know if we shared this, but I think one thing I took away from Queen's Court, shout out to Rodney Pete and Holly Pete, they said that no matter how mad or how explosive their conversations or arguments may get, if they employ the 60-second rule, was 60 seconds? Was it 20 seconds?
20 seconds.
20-second rule. If she is all out mad at me and I say, baby, I'm enforcing my 20-second rule, we both have to be quiet and we both have to embrace and we have to hug. And get the
but you got to remember to do that.
You have to remember to do
that. You got to remember to do that when you are upset. Yeah. You got to remember why you're here. You got to remember the love in the middle of the argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, the love can't escape the argument.
Ooh, that's deep. I will tell you something. I think I probably have missed out on decent people. Oh, this is the most amazing person I'm with, hands down. I'm glad that I'm here. But I think because I didn't pay attention to that exact sentiment, I was quick to let people go in my dating and formative years and being whatever of the streets, because it was just easy to move on.
Yeah.
And not process why I was upset. And the truth is, I was giving them power without expressing why I was upset. If I could just express it and communicate it, keyword communication, when we're both able to just communicate it and get it out, then we both come back to what brought us together, and that's the love. And so I'm thankful. I think I know we have many more conversations to come, but I think we've endured most of the most strong, powerful conversations because we just keep finding ways to fight for our love.
Yeah, because you have to remember, it's not about what you argue about, it's how you argue.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So when you learn how, I know this sounds bananas and it completely sounds unhealthy to people who are not healthy, but when you argue, you have to know how to argue.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. Arguing is a part of a relationship.
Sure.
It just is. There's no escaping it. I don't care. Jay-Z and Beyonce argue, girl. How long they been together? 30 years? And you know, that's my Judy, that's my girl. And y'all better not ever talk about her. I'm punching your forehead. Oh. But her and Jay-Z argue. Let me tell you why, because they still together. They know how to argue.
If you can't confront
they probably mastered how to argue because they grew up together. You know what I mean? They probably argue to hear each other, and they probably don't take the love out the argument.
It's the most productive thing to do, because if you can address with your partner what you feel offended by or what you don't like, it should change how your partner approaches you, appreciates you, and talks to you. And so, of course, they always say delivery is the key, but sometimes the delivery isn't right. Sometimes in that moment, you just got to get it out, which is why you see me sometimes sitting here listening and watching, and I'm not offended, because if your first intent is to be defensive, you're not hearing your partner.
You don't hear, and I keep saying, it's like the fourth time I said this on the show. You only want to be heard. People want to be heard. As long as I hear you, as long as I know you, I say this all the time, I don't have to win this, dog. I just got to know you heard. You got to know my point of view. You got to know how I feel. That came up during vacation. Remember on the boat? Yeah. When Tori was like, oh my God, I ain't got to win this shit. You just got to know how I feel. Thanks. You just have to recognize this is how this person feels. Although I don't agree, I don't have to even operate in the realm of I am going to adhere to how they feel. I just got to hear it. So, and I got to let them know that I heard that.
Okay. So this is a JR Gems moment to all my fellas out there. This is the relationship tip I would give you. If you're in an argument or your woman is not happy and she's expressing something to you, number one, first listen. Listen attentively. Listen. Close your mind out to anything. Don't listen to respond. Listen to absorb. So when she's talking to you and she's saying things, remember the very important part of what she's talking about and kind of bookmark it in your head. And then when she's done talking, bring those bookmarks back to her and say, you know what, my love, I heard you say this, this, and this. And I want you to know this is how I feel about what you said. And whether you agree to disagree, you can say that respectfully. But when she acknowledges that you've heard everything she said, that conversation will go a way better, it will turn into a way better outcome than you just immediately jumping into, well, I blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because what's the worst thing a man can say to a woman during an argument? You don't know, I can tell you.
I don't care.
No, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I don't care. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. I don't care.
What?
It's telling her that I didn't listen to nothing.
Or I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how you feel.
That part. I don't care.
You just gotta care how I feel. You don't have to agree.
Right. Right. You have to at least.
I just want to get my point across.
You have to acknowledge what she said and repeat it back to her. And then if you are really, another JR Gem, if you really, really care or you're really about making a difference, you say what you're going to do to help her feel better about what she's expressing to you. And you say, you know what? I'm listening to you. And as I listen to you, I think this is what I can do to be a better man, a better communicator, or be better about whatever situation she brought up. And I guarantee you it will be better for you.
Yeah, because that does not mean that you lost.
Yeah,
and I know that in most arguments, people want to feel like they won. But the real win is getting over the argument and coming to a place that your spouse is happy and you are happy walking away from that conversation. And it's not about, I won this because they, conceded to how I feel.
If you're keeping points,
people get tired of arguing.
That's the wrong thing.
People just get tired and they give up.
In your relationship, you shouldn't be.
But that doesn't. I'm sorry. People get tired of arguing and they give up, but that doesn't mean they change the way that they feel.
Agree.
And all that does is fester.
I agree. So,
and I'm telling you,
you shouldn't be having conversations about conflict. In order to win, we can say argument, we can say a conversation that involves conflict. So I'm expressing something that I know that's going to make my partner upset. If you're trying to win, then essentially you're trying to win against your partner. But the truth is, together you're trying to win together.
That gotta be the forefront of the argument.
All right, my last JR gems. After you express that you've listened and maybe you've given a pathway to change, don't jump into what you need now. This is her moment. Don't now all of a sudden, well, now when we got that out of the way, I want to go ahead and tell you what I think. No, you save that for another time. Because then hopefully if you decide to have that conversation, she'll be even more receptive because you listened. And you decided that you wanted to do something proactively or now reactively to make a change. And she should listen because she's going to feel like you listened, so she at least owes that to you. So don't jump right into, well, now that you got that out of the way, I want to go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, because the true win in the argument is patience.
For sure.
Got to have patience. You got to know when to say stuff.
Which goes back to my point back when
patience,
you got to pick and choose your battles. And the truth is, if she's bringing something to you, right then it's not your time. It's not your time. So
yeah.
Woo, that was therapeutic.
Yeah. Once you do a process of elimination to what matters to you, does this person matter being in my life? Can I go throughout my life without this person? Am I willing to sacrifice whatever for this person? I think that the way the argument is structured will go in your favor. Did you catch that?
I caught it.
I need you to hear. I need to hear what I just said to you. I missed it. What I just said.
See, again, you got to listen to the major things. The way you structure the argument, the way you deliver it, and the way that person receives it is what's important. And so if you make the person understand that you're listening, then that's what's important.
No, once you have taken inventory of, you have to do a process of elimination. You really do have to have this conversation with yourself. A lot of people don't talk to themselves because it's like, you're crazy if you talk to yourself. But you got to talk to yourself because you have to ask yourself very important questions, which are those questions. You do. And you have to really understand that, okay, this is just a person or the person. And once you have solidified if it's the person or a person, where your arguments go in the direction that it goes in. No, am I not? You make me feel like I'm not. Are you catching it?
It's right.
Are you catching what I'm saying?
Hold on, sweetheart. You're saying all the same things that I just said, which is deal breaker versus somebody that won't be a deal breaker with
No, because if you're not my person, I don't give a fuck what I say out my mouth.
Of course.
If you are my person, I know that I have to not say certain things that are going to cut you deep.
Understood.
And that's what I mean. Those are the conversations you have to have with yourself when that person is not around. So when the argument arises, do you know what direction the argument may take? Because the argument can lead to a breakup. JR, argument can lead to you destroying your entire life over something you are disagreeing with, or because of some fuck shit you say that you can't take back. So you got to take inventory of what this relationship means to you firsthand before you start engaging in an argument. Because we all know what is going to elevate another person. I know trigger words for you. And you're going to look at me like, what?
I think we just spent some great time doing some couples counseling, and I hope everybody takes to heart what Tamar said, and I hope, gents, that you take something away from what I said, or even ladies, if you want to impart that on your boos, your bows, your Johns, your Joes, your Franks, your Tyrones, whatever. I hope that...
or your Bills.
Or your Bills. Or your Joes. Or your
Steve.
JRs. They don't make them like me, but anyway. So... So thank y'all so much for tuning in on this show.
Y'all. No, I really do mean what I was saying.
I am grateful for you guys tagging along with us on my birthday trip. I can't wait to show you the positive side of this surgery. And I look forward to talking more about relationship tips and everything that me and this amazing woman do together. So what you got, baby?
I'm really, really so grateful for you all watching every single week. We really, truly look forward.
That subscribe and like button.
We look forward to every Tuesday, just like you guys do. We can't wait till next Tuesday to see you again. And the truth is, if you get hit by a truck or car,
call JR.
Period.
All things black and white. See y'all.
Bye.
Peace.